Hey folks, up here and welcome on back to my hardcore Minecraft world. I just finished up recording the 10,000 day world tour and was reading through some of the comments as that was published and everything, and so many people were like, hey fWhip, can you share some of your stats? And we really are curious to see what's going on in the hardcore world after 10,000 days. We want to see the numbers. Where is all the math and where's all the numbers, all that cool stuff. So this video here for the second channel is going to be very about numbers. So if you want to see anything that I missed today, be sure to let me know down in the comments below and I can try and send that number over there for y'all. But be sure to click that like button if you are excited to look at numbers. Yay, math people are gonna love it. And yeah, I don't know. It's just gonna be a long video of looking at numbers. So without further ado, let's jump into the advancements, where we are still missing a few have not bred armadillos yet. And the nether, nothing's been added here, so we're still of that. I haven't done like the full every single buff advancement yet. I just don't really care too much. Adventure, yeah, I haven't bothered with anything since I really did the full go through. Still don't even have a mace in this world, so can't even get that one. Haven't crafted a crafter with a crafter. The end has never changed in so long, so hopefully that gets changed, and same with the base Minecraft one. So not too much interesting stuff in there, but here we have all of these numbers. 1,000 animals bred over. That's pretty cool. We're almost at 30,000 barrels opened, and we're almost at 73,000 chests open. I have dealt 186,000 damage, which is pretty insane. 0.9. I didn't know you could get point somethings of damage. That's interesting. We've taken almost 35,000 damage, which is pretty crazy. I have crouched 1,250 kilometers, which is just crazy. So what's that? 1.25 million blocks I've crouched across. That's nuts. Distance flown here is a weird one with how it calculates. For those who don't know, it's not actually like, you know, creative mode flying. That distance right there that I just traveled while in the air, that counts as flying in the game. I don't know why they call it that, because every single time I show that that's above 0, people assume that I'm cheating. But yeah, there's the distance fallen, which is what you go up and down in that. But the distance you travel from here to there, that would be 5 blocks flown, because you flew through the sky, I guess. Like you launched yourself to fly. I don't know, weird stuff. So I've flown almost as much as I've sprinted, and I've walked about 3 times as much as I've sprinted in the world. We've walked on water, which literally just means being at the surface. Walking underwater is being swimming, but not in the swimming animation. So you have that for swimming. And then apparently I actually just walk more than I swim. You know, probably a lot of that was filling out the mud in the river, to think about it. 21,000 kilometers with the Elytra, though. That is crazy. The horse one here needs to get up a little bit higher. Oh, under 300 kilometers. I'm booping that up soon. Almost 24,000 ender chests. We still need to get into the 4 digits for fish caught. I always find this one interesting. Games quit. That's the number of times that I have logged out of the world since I created it, which you can actually also infer from that. That's the number of times I've also logged into the game. So we have put 10,000 days in. So we've done more than 2 days on average every single time that I've logged into the world. That's kind of fun. We're over 10,000 crafts with a crafting table. Well, interactions with a crafting table, number of times opening up the UI. So that's pretty crazy. Stonecutter I thought would be higher. I've apparently thrown 22,000 items away. We have 1.2 million jumps. We have 260,000 mob kills. I have opened 227,000 shulker boxes. That's pretty nuts. I've held the crouch button for 13.17 days IRL. So that's 312 point something hours, I think. Or maybe a little bit more. Maybe like 320 hours, something in that range. And we have 84.14 days of playtime, which is pretty crazy. And I've had the world open for 129.29 days, which means that number is counting up right now with us being paused in here, but the world is still technically open. So that's the difference between these two numbers here, if you've ever been curious. We've done almost 90,000 trades with villagers, which is pretty crazy. And look at me. Oh, I'm getting so good at this game. Only 8,688 days I've slept in a bed, which means I've stayed up through, we're almost at 1,400 nights. We're getting up there. We'll get into the items in a second, but here's a quick scroll through for all of the mob kills that I have, so you can see all these things in here. We're at exactly 1,000 creepers. That's kind of fun. A lot of the really, really high ones that are above like 2,000 usually means that I have a farm or used to have a farm that would somehow help me out with bumping that number up really, really high. Like all of the pillager stuff is all very much from the old raid farm I have. The silverfish stuff is from that new LA experience farm that I use every once in a while. And you can see all of these coming throughout here. And yeah, the 17,000 wither skeletons, that one is hopefully going to move up even quicker soon because I would love to redesign that farm. Important ones to note is that I've never killed a warden. Nope, not even going to bother. I'm here to build. I'm here to just live for a really, really long time. And killing a warden is not on my bucket list. Now into the stats page where unfortunately once you get into the millions here, it starts to just collide with the column in front of it, which is really, really annoying. So that's like 3.3 million, I believe. I think that's a 3 in there, and I think that's a 6 for the times crafted. And then the shovel here is 1.7 million. And then the most thing that it placed is dirt with 525,000 dirt has been placed. And then the rest of the tools, and then stone is the next after that with 279,000 placed. I picked up almost 1 million stone at this point in time. I've also dropped almost 250,000 stone, which is kind of sad. Wish I still had that in storage. Blocks mined, as we've removed a lot of mountains, that comes with a lot of stones. We got 2.2 million stone mined, 630,000 and 438,000, and then we have netherrack, and then we have sand, and then of course we have mud because I can't get enough packed mud. And then we have our oak leaves and azalea leaves, which the azalea leaves are from the world tree. Oak leaves are just from all the custom trees I've been building because I love custom oak trees. The big stuff for crafting is all of the bone meal crafts have been crazy because you kind of convert them all back and forth and everything as you're going. And then glass and glass panes has all been from, not all of it, but a large portion of it, this has been from purchasing from villagers. And spruce planks, I'm curious how many of those have moved into trapdoors, so we got to find that. Yeah, 17,340 trapdoors crafted. That's kind of a lot for the spruce trapdoors, but you know, we love them. We're at almost 80,000 rockets have been used. There's just so much stuff in here. That's just every single time I see like an item that's really high, I can relate back to the project. Like our end rods here, the 34,000 that we placed, that was the entry. The orange stained glass here, that was the drowned farm. All of the scaffolding was also the drowned farm. The tuff is, you know, everything and anything that I can put tuff in. Our 22,000 obsidian placed was to build the gas farm. The 45,941 mined was to clear the end pillars. All of the snow in here, that's all just been from clearing mountains. And what we placed back down, I would also say is probably for more mountains and things. That number is going to be going up very, very quickly soon. The magenta stained glass is a lot of the world tree in here and the end tree, I believe. Shulker boxes, we have 536 shulkers crafted and picked them up and placed them down over 15,000 times, which is pretty crazy. I have placed now almost 17,000 short grass. Are you kidding me? Manually placing short grass, that is nuts. That's almost 10 shulker boxes of short grass have been placed by hand. Apparently I've used my elytra to break 10,000 things, just like holding it in my hand here and just punching things. That's kind of a funny number to see. I very sadly dropped 130,000 rotten flesh that I'm going to wish I had soon when we build the next villager trading hall. And then all these ender pearls, yeah, that makes sense for dropping all of those too, because I just don't really need them, and the enderman farm produces so many, it's ridiculous. Yeah, stone swords, that's all from the wither skeleton farm. It's kind of cool seeing all the stats in here. I haven't really done like a big scroll through, like we just jumped to like a random point here. And nothing super crazy. 76 end crystals have been used. That was probably all for summoning the dragon. Ooh, what I do love to look at is we go to times used. We go to 0, and I did this a while ago where I was trying to find the highest number of item that I had placed, but I had not mined. So wherever we can get the highest possible number on this category for usage, well, this category over here is 0, is just something that I always find so fun. I've placed a lot of them, but I've never actually misplaced one. Like I've placed one black bed, but I've never mined one. Ooh, Crimson Hyphae, we got 5 and 0. Oh, yeah, we got it up there. Now I'm just looking at zeros on this category as it's going. As we're kind of moving up there, yeah, chiseled resin, we got 9. Oh, red stained glass panes and pink stained glass panes. Look at me, 16 each. Okay, these ones are funny because I crafted all these concrete powders. I didn't mine them, but I did place them. That was all to turn it into concrete for the storage room, and I still since then have never used any of them for a build project or crafted more. They're all just sitting in the storage room untouched, but just to be able to say that I have some in there to fill it out. Ooh, we're up at 74 yellow candles, never misplaced one. Ooh, we got our honeycomb block. Ooh, I know I'm gonna have to break some of those soon though. Green stained glass, 259 with 0. Okay, well, now we're really getting up there. Big jump to wither roses at 505, and I've never had to mine one. That's pretty solid. Oh, warped fences. That I was not expecting. 679. And I've never misplaced one. Is anything going to beat that? I'm really curious. Oh, cherry would have been so close. One. I've misplaced and had to mine one of them for 1,275. Ooh, resin would have been 2,691, and I've only misplaced a single one of them. Wow. Okay, I've been scrolling for a while here. I don't think I'm going to be getting lucky and finding anything else. Yep, look through the whole thing, and warped fences takes the cake. That's pretty cool. That's really, really crazy. I've placed so many of them, and I've never misplaced one. Here's again another quick scroll through the top ones of what I have actually placed down and things in this world. So you can see a ton of glass bottles have been used for converting all of that dirt into mud, and a lot of other just different things, and 20,000 torches now have been placed. That's pretty crazy. And it is really getting up there. It is so fun seeing all these stats just slowly climb up and up and up and up, and even comparing them to what I've had in previous world tours and downloads and things where I've showed a few of the stats. It's so fun. I feel like this is the biggest jump in block mined count that we've had since like in between a world download tour and everything like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of a glimpse here into the back. Hopefully this was an entertaining video and just looking into some numbers and seeing all of the craziness that actually goes into building this world here. So thank you so very much for watching, my friends, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Like and subscribe. Woo!